Your cousin didn't ask about your heart to love it. They asked to ruin it. God covered your wounds before they could sell them. They smiled, but they were already planning your exposure. Your silence became their obsession. They paid for secrets. God guarded the sacred. God blurred their vision just in time. That cousin doesn't miss you, they miss access. You are not paranoid. You are protected. They wanted to study your scars, not understand them. Their curiosity is not innocent, it's an assignment. They hunted your history, hoping to wound your future. God blocked their path the moment they sought your weakness. Your heart is a vault. They paid to pick the lock. The one who grew beside you envied you the longest. Not every relative is your reflection. That cousin carries questions laced in venom. You outgrew them. That's why they search for the thread to pull you back. You are not who you were. Their intel is expired. Even their questions sound like weapons now. They didn't want your truth. They wanted your vulnerability weaponized. God warned you in the form of distance. Their love language is manipulation. The bloodline is real. So is the betrayal. They didn't study you to celebrate you. They studied to undo you. Your softness is their target. Guard it. They asked for your past. God protected your purpose. Your cousin walks like kin, but thinks like an enemy. Be careful what you answer. Your silence is divine armor. They call it concern. Heaven calls it surveillance. They don't want connection. They want control. What they paid to discover will become their punishment. You are too anointed to be accessed by envy. Your cousin doesn't hate you. They hate how God favors you. Their eyes are kind, but their intentions rot. That dream was a warning, not coincidence. They smiled, but the spirit winced. You don't owe them a single piece of your healing. The betrayal came disguised as curiosity. God hid your wounds behind a divine wall. What they planned will backfire through the same hands they used. Their downfall will be caused by their obsession with your pain. They wanted to know what hurt you, not to help you, but to use it. God dimmed your light before they arrived, then reignited it when they left. Every question they ask is a trap. Speak with heaven, not them. You are not weak. You're just watched. They knew you were healing, so they paid to find where it still aches. Your cousin doesn't need another chance. They need deliverance. Their plan fails because you already died and rose once. They sent someone to study your tears. God turned them into oil. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. Their money can't purchase what grace keeps hidden. They called it checking in. God called it espionage. You opened your soul. They wanted a blueprint to break it. You didn't change, they revealed themselves. They're not interested in healing with you. They want to handle your brokenness. God removed your name from the trap they set. You are not being dramatic. You're being warned. Your discernment is your defense. That cousin walks with a smile and carries a mirror for your flaws. They want your confession, not your closeness. You heard God say, guard your garden. What they know of you is no longer true. You didn't push them away. Heaven did. Your presence convicts them. That's why they want your past exposed. They aren't searching for answers. They're searching for ammunition. God will confuse their source before it reaches your soul. They never clapped for your peace. Their kindness returned the moment they wanted something. They paid in desperation. You exist in divine timing. God covered the door they tried to unlock. They wanted to find your softest place so they could step on it. God let them search, but never let them find. They're not in danger for what they did. They're in danger for who they did it to. Your name is still holy, even in the mouths of the curious. You outgrew every lie they wanted to repeat. They don't want you. They want access to the healed version of what they broke. You owe no one the story of your survival. That cousin is fueled by competition, not compassion. They paid a stranger to touch what only God should hold. You're not paranoid. You're prophetic. They didn't believe in your future. That's why they keep digging in your past. God didn't let the message go through. Their danger is rising because your strength no longer bows. You're not a case file. They miss the version of you they could dominate. What they find will never work against you. It's already healed. They forgot that you're no longer bleeding. You are the fire they can't hold without getting burned. They wanted to map your weakness. God moved the coordinates. They sowed suspicion. God returned silence. Their curiosity became a curse. Your cousin underestimated the cost of spiritual protection. You carry favor that can't be purchased. God placed angels between your heart and their hunger. They ask the wrong questions to the wrong spirits. They only smile when they sense weakness. Their eyes seek pain. Yours seek peace. The one who calls you family wants a file, not a relationship. God saw the transaction. He canceled the effect. What they tried to use will turn into their own mirror. You're no longer vulnerable in the way they remember. Their fascination with your downfall reveals their emptiness. They believe knowing you means owning you. God sealed your soul with silence. They bought gossip. You bought peace. Every attempt to expose, you will only reveal them. God warned you through the discomfort. Their plan began in darkness. Yours is rooted in light. You are not a mystery to be solved. What they uncover will undo them. They used love as an excuse to investigate. They're not protecting you. They're preparing to harm you. Their curiosity is not harmless. Be still. Let God speak for you. They ask the wrong person about the wrong one, God's child. Their danger grows because your purpose is near. They hunt your weakness because they fear your strength. What they paid for will cost them more than they know. They couldn't defeat you, so they tried to define you. God is erasing your footsteps from their trail. That cousin's comfort is built on your collapse. Be silent. Let them guess. What they seek will sink them. Their motive is hidden, but their spirit is not. God is interrupting their curiosity with consequences. They confuse silence with permission. Every word you say now builds their strategy. The safest thing you did was walk away. You are not theirs to study. Their danger is growing because you stopped feeding their need for your pain. They wanted to collect your cracks. God filled them. You were warned by a whisper. They want intel. You want peace. Your cousin envies what God hid in you. Not all questions deserve answers. They bought a weapon. God made you fireproof. Your strength confuses the one who remembers your breaking. They think they know you, but God reinvented you in silence. You are not accessible to evil, even when it comes dressed as concern. What they hoped would hurt you has been healed already. You were kind. They were calculating. God built a fortress around your soul. The one who watched your pain now tries to recreate it. You outgrew their grasp. They underestimated how deeply you are held by heaven. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. They couldn't reach your spirit, so they hired someone to map your wounds. Your silence made them desperate. They paid to hear what heaven protected. You are not paranoid. Their money went searching for your ache. They're not curious. They're calculating. God covered what they tried to uncover. Your cousin's kindness shifted when your strength grew. They missed the version of you they could manipulate. What they paid to learn, heaven refused to reveal. Your scars are sacred. They will not be exploited. They studied your tears like currency. You trusted the bloodline. God trusted your gift. That dream wasn't random. It was the first warning. They paid for intel. God shattered the blueprint. You've grown too guarded for their games. Their questions are arrows. Stay still. They weren't just watching. They were digging. What they call love, God called surveillance. They're trying to turn your pain into prophecy against you. You are the light they feared and the shadow they chased. That cousin hides questions inside compliments. You are not a weakness to exploit. Their downfall began the moment they paid for your pain. God sees who they sent. You outgrew their access. They came for your vulnerability but God rewrote your story. They don't love you. They want leverage. Heaven hears the questions they ask behind your back. Be still. Be silent. They want your truth to use it. Their eyes look soft, but their spirit is steel. Your peace made them uncomfortable. They asked about your healing just to find where it still bleeds. God blocked the door before they reached your name. Your cousin doesn't envy your joy. They envy your survival. They sent a stranger to do the work their jealousy couldn't. Protect your softness like sacred fire. They're not in danger because of you. They're in danger because of God. God will blind who comes hunting for your history. They studied your sorrow to master your silence. Not everyone praying with you is praying for you. They want your cracks. You want peace. Every word you speak is now a shield. They invested in your destruction. Heaven returned void. Your cousin feared your resilience, so they bought research on your ruin. You are the map and the mystery. They paid to find what God hid. Their danger grows with your distance. Don't tell them how you're healing. Just disappear into wholeness. They know your name, but not your calling. That cousin became a stranger when your glow returned. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. They wanted your heartbreak packaged as evidence. You are not a weakness. They are just obsessed. They're not gathering answers. They're gathering ammo. Your vulnerability is not public property. God sealed your secrets in silence. You trusted blood. They trusted gossip. They paid to find your trigger. God removed the bullets. You outgrew their grasp. That's why they're digging. You are not a project. Their curiosity will cost them. That cousin wears envy like perfume. They tried to find your ending. God gave you resurrection. Be careful what you explain. They're not listening to understand. Their interest is predatory. They paid to confirm you're still broken. You're not. You're not a folder in their filing cabinet. Their effort to know your pain will be their undoing. They're not coming close. They're closing in. You've already healed from what they're hoping to weaponize. God placed fire around your name. That cousin doesn't want the truth. They want the wound. They're studying your patterns to break your peace. What they discover will haunt them. The price they paid can't unlock the divine. They mistook vulnerability for weakness. Heaven is watching who they hired. You are not a lesson for their ego. You don't owe them your softness. The Spirit whispered, "Do not open your mouth." They want the part of you that still aches. That cousin's questions are cloaked in charm. They paid for access. You gave them silence. Your heart is off limits now. Their danger rises each time they press in. What they find will return void. Don't feed what came to devour. They bought knowledge. You carry wisdom. They crave your failure. You carry favor. You are the mystery they'll never solve. God made sure they'll never speak your truth correctly. Their effort will exhaust them. They are hunting what they don't understand. Every question is a snare. Your cousin walks in your shadow, bitter at your light. They want intel, not intimacy. God is hiding you from familiar spirits. They carry jealousy like a birthright. The closer they get, the more they unravel. They don't want healing, they want history. They're in danger because they tried to pay for what was holy. You are not exposed. You are encrypted. That cousin's kindness comes with motive. They thought money could buy a revelation. Your breakthrough is confusing their blueprint. They weaponized curiosity. They paid to trace your tears. God dried them. You are not the same person they betrayed. That cousin fears the version of you that no longer needs them. They tried to gain access through someone else's eyes. The questions they ask are rehearsed. Your heart has holy guards now. They're paying to find the place where you stopped bleeding. You are a fortress now. They know your name, but not your soul. God exposed their intentions with a glance. Every visit is a mission. They didn't hire help. They summoned harm. What they find will break them first. You were always more than their rumors. They want your echo, not your essence. That cousin underestimated the cost of betrayal. God is silencing your past before they reach it. They bought access to a timeline that no longer exists. You are no longer their assignment. Your spirit shifted the moment you sense their motive. They think they're wise, but God rewrote the map. They tried to track you through your trauma. You speak less now because you've seen too much. They want the broken you they helped create. What they dig up will turn into their own grave. God deleted what they tried to download. Your peace is more dangerous than your past. They study your silence like a spell. Be the lock they cannot pick. They prayed for your weakness. You became a wall. Their betrayal is now a blueprint to their own fall. What they paid for will cost their peace. You were never meant to be understood by them. That cousin carries thirst for your downfall. You are already hidden in God's protection. Their obsession is turning into judgment. Your refusal to explain is holy. They're not family in spirit, only in name. Your survival scares the ones who need you small. Their curiosity will collapse. You're the flame they can't extinguish. Let them guess. Heaven already decided. The more they search, the more they'll suffer. God made you untraceable to those who paid for your pain. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more.